Absolutely. Thanks, Kevin. Listening to the value you placed in preparation, practice to you was obviously important.
Practice to me was very important. Preparing was very important. Scouting reports, being clear, understanding rotation, understanding what the goal was, understanding the plan. I took all that to heart because I had to be the relayer of that. I had to articulate that to players. I had to be the one in pick and rolls calling out the coverages and stuff. And if I didn't know that, then, Rondo, the guards, they didn't know. So
they were going to get blasted.
So I had to be on top of that. So that was part of the responsibility, one of my responsibilities of just being a professional and being ready to play.
And so off the tip, it's Oklahoma City. So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. Westbrook and Ferguson, their backcourt, and it's George in at the 3 spot.
But you love how Paul George gets his feet under him first on these catch and shoot. His pre-shot routine is so important.
And slam dunk by Saric.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Grant down low. Charge is there. No good from Grant. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Charge outside. Off target from outside.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Westbrook kicks to Grant. It's George on the wing. Pass to Adams. Over Jones. Outside for George. Shot clock at 2. Adams finds George over Wiggins. And, finally drops after rolling around the rim. George has got 5 points so far. Now the Timberwolves with it. It's a 3-point game. Okogie. And, oh, boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
2 shots, gentlemen. 2.
The Timberwolves shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And the first one drops. And Kevin, to see you come in straight out of high school into the NBA, you forget that it was so historic because we had not seen a high school player in such a long time.
Right. Yeah, at that time, it was 20 years before anybody had ever thought of the idea. I figured that I had the work ethic and the passion and the appetite for it. And I never looked back. I never second-guessed my decision. And when I did second-guess myself, I got in the gym and changed it.
The greatest picks in the history of the draft. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Westbrook kicks to Ferguson. Back to Westbrook. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
The motor of Russell Westbrook is absolutely amazing. This guy stays with his shot even through the tough contact.
The Thunder shooting their first free throw of the game.
And it's been an issue for them as it was last year, only 72% from the line.
1 shot.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook.
What is absolutely mind-boggling to me about Russell Westbrook is how hard he goes every single night.
Here's Towns. The rebound by Grant. The Thunder have gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. Ferguson misses.
And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's not how you capitalize on the offensive end. You simply have to be more patient.
Charge in the corner. From outside, off the mark.
Boy, still not quite in rhythm, just 1 for 4.
Westbrook surveying the D. And George kicks to Westbrook. Here's Grant. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Oklahoma City comes into this one after the win against Detroit. Westbrook against Jones. And Grant sends it back.
Well, twice on the pipes, Jeremy Grant says no, sir. And just the kind of start you're hoping to avoid. 1 for 5 from the field here early on.
Timberwolves trail by 4. Shoots a 3. The three-pointer is right on target. He has 5. And the type of leader you are, Kevin, the idea of coaching must have crossed your mind at some time. Am I right or no?
Oh, no. Listen, I like to think.
Too much?
You know what? You have to have a certain patience for coaching. I like to think of myself as a teacher. I like to think of myself as being able to articulate certain things about the game, having a high IQ, being able to translate that from, how I'm thinking to showing you. Those are the things that enthusiastic about, some stuff I want to show about. I don't have any enthusiasm about being out here, X's and O's, drawing up a play. That, man, being a coach is a huge responsibility.
And if they couldn't match your intensity, I'm sure that would frustrate you as a coach,
no,
right?
You have to understand that not matching my intensity, but getting a goal done. How you go about something is your way. As long as we're here to reach the same goal.
Yes.
I can't tell you how hard to do something. But I will hope that you would do it hard enough to where it was preventative or however hard it took to reach the goal. And, I've always said that if I'm able to teach someone and get them to work with me, I would hope that they would put some velocity in it in the hopes in which I win at it. That's the only way you got to go at it.
Well said.
And this, to me, is important for Karl Anthony Towns. We know he has a terrific perimeter game, but I like to see him take charge on the interior first.
And the foul called on Tyus Jones. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, and guys, that's what he wanted to avoid, a second foul before the end of the opening period.
Grant outside. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him. 1 for 4 shooting.
Well, you love to see the physical advantages being put to use by Jeremy Grant, just so long on the interior.
And the pass to Towns. Shoots over Adams. Towns, no luck.
Well, with the defense laying off him, he's going to pull the trigger. They're lucky he didn't burn him.
Ferguson, the pass to Westbrook. Buries it down low. Westbrook's got 7 points in the game. Timberwolves trail by 3. And Kevin, you think about the importance of veteran mentorship for young players looking back. Who provided that mentorship for you?
Sam Mitchell, Terry Porter, shout to Doug West, shout to J.R. Ryder, shout to, Christian Laettner. All these were my vets, both good and bad. I'm learning something from all these guys. Shout to Kevin McHale, shout to, rest in peace to the great Flip Saunders. These are all my vets who helped me progress as a guy and as a player. More importantly, took me under their wing, taught me finances, taught me about life, taught me how to be a young man, taught me about being professional, learning this book of business when it came to basketball, because when it comes to lockouts and all that stuff, when you have to be able to talk and negotiate your own stuff, you got to know the rules and know what it is. A lot of people don't know that the league is 2/3 of council, and you got to stay above that and understand how this whole monster works. And then if you want to be in the elite, you got to dedicate yourself in the gym. You got to dedicate yourself in the business. If you're trying to be a brand of something, you have to do all these things. When you look at Jordan, you look at Kobe, you look at these brands out here, LeBron has a brand, KD has a brand. You have to invest in yourself to be able to, grow this. This is the elite. I'm not talking about average. I'm not talking about good. I'm not talking about great. This is the elite. These are people that's going to be on and people that you're going to remember, for years to come.
Sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot on the plate, though.
True legendary.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. Morris is checked in for Oklahoma City.
And here we have an opportunity to check out Karl Anthony Towns.
Last season, he played outstanding. 4th in rebounding, 11th in blocks, and a great touch around the rim. Top 15 in field goal percentage.
And he's so physical, so explosive. You really can't keep him off the glass when he wants to get there. That's why he was a top 5 rebounder a season ago. Here's Ferguson. Inside. Out to Morris. Three-pointer. And the three ball is good. Morris has got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, one of the more valuable things in basketball, bigs who can stretch the defense. Morris, one of those guys.
And Kevin, what's it feel like when you hear you're one of the most dominant players of this generation in a generation of great players?
That's weird. That's weird to hear because, you know, you don't do anything by yourself.
Think of the names. Think of the names.
You know what? When you talk about stats and you talk about, you know, numbers, and you put them up against, you know, previous and your peers, then yeah. But, you know, you got to always give homage to coaching styles. You got to always give homage to organizations, other players. You know, players make this league. This is not something you do by yourself. You come in here, you put your work in, but, you know, the camaraderie and the energy that you're able to get, the friendships, the bonds you're able to get in this. Now you have to give that to your teammates and your brothers that have helped you on the way.
You've always deferred. You've always said, yeah,
to.
Thank you, but listen, look at this guy.
It is.
Look at this coach.
It is, man. Seriously, man. I won MVP in 04, and it was more about the guys that I was playing with and our connection more than the award. I was the kind of the symbol and the example of that team put together, and I hope that I was able to always be, you know, the example of. I hope that I was able to always, you know, have those guys to be proud of, what we all accomplished that year, because, you know, one person just don't come into that and do that. You know, that's a team thing.
And Adams with the slam.
Well, Russell Westbrook has excelled at being a facilitator. You love when he's focused on making his teammates better.
Jones finds Wiggins over Morris. And Wiggins with the basket on the assist by Jones.
You know, being that wide open sometimes leads to a miss, but that fadeaway was money.
George with the ball. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Detroit.
And we have to mention his rebounding. It wasn't all about the offense. He battled his tail off down low.
And it goes down 2 points. 9 points for Russell Westbrook.
Well, he's kept them in balance tonight. This guy's shooting has put them in front.
Outside, Towns. Here's Bates Diop, defended by George. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Schroeder's checked in. Jones against Schroeder. Left side, Jones. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. And you see the floor spacing that's in fashion these days in the league. Kevin, if you were just coming into the NBA right now, would you be more inclined to work on your three-point shot?
I think so. I think if you are a stretch 4, if you're a 3, or even if you're a 5 now, you have to be able to shoot the 3 consistently. Whether it's in the corners or at the top, you have to be able to show that you can stick the 3 ball. I think a lot more small ball is going on now. I think a lot of teams have reverted to the Golden State speed and the pace up type of style now. If I was a rookie coming into the game, I would definitely have to have some confidence in shooting the 3 ball and some consistency in making it.
The Timberwolves shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. The first free throw is good.
Well, a 7-footer who's got guard-like skills, who can shoot the lights out. Karl Anthony Towns is a problem, guys.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Bayless is checked in, and a switch here also for Oklahoma City. Grant, he's checked in for Paul George. He's perfect from the line this time.
I Tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
Schroeder kicks to Ferguson. Grant gets a wide open look. Sinks the three-pointer. Grant's got 5.
Well, Grant is going to have to expand his range. And how about the confidence on that jumper?
Pass to Towns. Okogie. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. Oklahoma City leading by 4. Here's Ferguson. Rebound Minnesota. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight. To the middle. Here's Wiggins. Great pass to set up the lay-in. He's got 6.
Now, this guy can do it anytime he wants. Andrew Wiggins with broad shoulders to carry the load there.
Morris outside. And Kevin, you talk about the makeup of a championship roster. Can you win it if you're not bound together, if you're not like a family?
I don't know. I only have one as a family.
Yeah.
And I just don't know him going forward and doing something together that it represents family. I think that if you're doing something alone, that says solo. If you're doing something as family, it makes it a lot more easy.
Well said. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter. Doing well from long range. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him. For Oklahoma City, they have shot just 1 free throw earlier. 1 for 1 in the game. Minnesota making a switch here. Zhang's checked in.
One shot, gentlemen.
On the free throw, no good.
And the missed opportunities for them at the line here early on.
Down low. Now here's Bayless. He kicks it to Zhang. 6 on the shot clock. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And getting a perspective on the offensive tendencies here since the All-Star break, we've got a breakdown showing the average 3-point attempts versus 2-point shot attempts per game since the midway point of the season for Oklahoma City.
And clearly they haven't been shy about launching it from long range. That's the way the league has been going, and they are certainly embracing that trend.
First one falls for him. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They lead by 4. And KG, you've talked about the players who influenced you. It must help to have that inspiration from other great players.
So I look at trying to find
a compass or a roadmap or something.
And Chris Webber right away. As soon as I saw high school footage of him,
so interesting.
I saw a tape of him and Big Dog playing each other in a dark gym in Chicago. And they were just dunking on each other. And it was this classic tape. No, this is a real story. And I resonated with Webber ever since. And, you know, he didn't really shoot a lot of jumpers. He was through. He was powerful. And I mixed it, you know, obviously took pieces of that. And they were able to, you know, obviously put it into my own game. But he was my inspiration.
Wow, that's a great story.
Now, see, Webb knows that. I told him that. When I first met Webb, I was starstruck. Him and Michael Jordan and Shaq a little bit, right? Because Shaq is like, holy, like, God. Shaq.
He's like that house you were talking
inside the
about.
house. Go home, look inside the house. It's like looking at Shaq, right? Shaq to Diesel, right? But seriously, I was starstruck, and I was like, holy snap. And then, you know, he scored, and I had to really come out of that really fast. And after that, I think the very next year, I blocked the shot and said something. He was like, oh, we talking? Yeah. But since then, we've always had an understanding. We've always went in each other's neck, and we understood what it was. But, yeah, Chris Webber was a huge inspiration to my progression.
Love that story.
Two shots.
first one falls. Nerlens Noel checks in for Adams. He's perfect from the line this time. There's 49 seconds left here in the first quarter. Bayless the pass to Reynolds. Back to Bayless. From beyond the arc. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. The Thunder leading by 5. Schroeder dishes to Morris. Grant outside. Schroeder outside. Lets it go with a 3. Good on the triple. Schroeder's got 7 points in the game.
Great three-point shooting here out of the gate. That makes 4 makes already from long distance.
Passes it to Wiggins. Fade away, and that comes off the assist by Jared Bayless. And it's 8 points for Andrew Wiggins. And so it's Oklahoma City with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. Back right after this. The former #1 pick overall in 2015, Karl Anthony Towns, spoke about the aspirations of this team.
Every single day we're thinking about how can we be the team that we need to be to not only make the playoffs, but to make it deep into the playoffs and give ourselves a chance of being a championship team. We have so much talent. We have great veterans. We have a great front office, a great coaching staff. So with all that on our side, we feel we have a great chance to find that way to success.
Yep, one step at a time, Greg. That's the mindset to have.
Yeah, you can't have too much too early. But with Towns leading the charge, this team is in great hands.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And when you consider how the Thunder are doing, guys, what do you think?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
I don't think the defense has been very good, and right now they're letting them pounce all over them and get second chance opportunities.
So for Oklahoma City right now, the 4 and the 5 are Grant and Noel. Russell Westbrook out there with Dennis Schroeder, and it's Morris in at the 3.
One shot.
Timberwolves trail by 7. Jones the pass to Reynolds. To the inside. Here's Sharch. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Sharch has got his second bucket of the game to go. Grant outside. No good there. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Reynolds. He's covered by Westbrook. They get a hand on it. Out to Sharch. 6 to shoot. Jones, that's for 2. And there's another one for the Timberwolves. Here's Westbrook. 12 points for him. And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. The Thunder with another miss. Timberwolves trail. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they've put the defense on the defensive.
Here's Paige Diop. 5 points in the game. Jones drives in, and it's Noel with the rebound.
Boy, the defense collapsing and throwing him off balance on his way to the cup.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Grant outside. Oklahoma City moving it around. Schroeder against Jones. A three from Morris.
Well, I tell you, still looking for that first three of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first. Miscue there. Hadn't had many of those so far, which is a big reason they're ahead.
And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Russell Westbrook, number one.
And it was the kind of season that he'd like to repeat over and over. Nobody was better at creating easy baskets for their teammates.
George is checked in for the Thunder. Westbrook finds Grant. Now George, covered by Sharch. From outside, off the mark.
Boy, for a capable three-point shooter, that's one he expects to make.
Stolen by Westbrook. To the middle. To end the cold streak. And it's finished off by Schroeder as he lays it in. Schroeder's got 9. Timberwolves trail by 5. Jones looking for an opening. He's looking for Sharch and finds him. And they pick up 2.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And stolen by Jang. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Here's Jones. Feeds it to Sharch. And it's Jones, that time on the assist by Sharch. And it's now only a 1-point Thunder lead. Thunder have gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Schroeder outside. Grant outside. Plays it up and banks it in. He has 7.
Now, this guy is a high percentage shooter from this particular area. Because he can elevate off the floor, it's nice and efficient.
Outside, Jones. Sharch inside. He's covered by Westbrook. The shot by Sharch, no good. Step back shot. Outside for George. No good on the 3. Timberwolves trail by 3. Reynolds. He's covered by Westbrook. Jones the pass to Reynolds. Pass to Bates-Diop. Clock at 6. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Jang. He had 19 points in the win against Miami. Sharch against Grant. 4 on the shot clock. The pass to Bates-Diop. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
A moment now to see the numbers for Dario Saric. He had a strong showing last season. He was around 14 points a game last year, 6 rebounds and 2 assists. And he had to pay his dues that rookie campaign, earning his stripes. A lot of people think he could have a breakout year this season.
Well, when you hear it from his coaches and his teammates, they've been singing his praises. So let's see if he can prove them right.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
They get it again. Pass to Reynolds. Westbrook against Jones. Westbrook with the steal. Oh, and the jam by Westbrook.
Very hard to match the speed of Russell Westbrook. He's got change of speed and blow-by ability.
So the Timberwolves called their first timeout.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
And I think, Greg, he just has to get them on the same page. With this kind of lax defensive effort, something has got to change.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Adams checked in. It's now to take a look at the steal numbers over the last couple months. The scope of that for George.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
Jones kicks to Wiggins. Shoots over Schroeder. The Timberwolves again can't hit. The Thunder leading by 8. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got his 5th assist in this one. Jones against Westbrook. Jones finds Wiggins. On the clock. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Here's Schroeder. Begins with the block.
Well, using every bit of that 7-foot wingspan, Wiggins airmailing it back.
Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Schroeder. Jumps up. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Pass to Bates Diop. Knocks it loose. Oh, trying for it. Out of bounds. Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession. Some changes for Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns checked in for Jang, and Jared Bayless subbed in for Jones. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Terrence Ferguson's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Here's Tolliver, and he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Here's the lob to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Well, the New Zealander shows a little hops on the alley-oop.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Minnesota calls timeout.
Well, I mean, he needs to talk to his guys. The interior defense has been horrific.
Absolutely no rim protection whatsoever. At this point, the other team is walking all over them on the inside.
All right, a chance here to check out the stats for Paul George. Great showing for him last season. 2nd in steals and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And looking back at his #2 steal rate, yeah, he did gamble a little bit, you're right. But he also played some hard-nosed on-ball defense, and that was key. And here is Bayless. Pass to Bates Diop. Kicks it out to Wiggins. Knocks down the 3 ball. Wiggins has got 11.
Well, terrific timing on that catch and shoot. Wiggins in complete command.
Now Schroeder, 13 points in the game. Here's Westbrook. Kicks it out to Schroeder. Outside, George. 6 to shoot. Shoots it. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 6 rebounds now in the game. The pass to Bayless. Towns with it. Lets it go with a three. It's hauled in by George. George has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. That's 10 points for Paul George.
Excellent offensive positioning from Paul George. Size, length, touch. Beautiful.
Bayless the pass to Wiggins. Down low. Here's Bates Diop. He feeds it to Bayless. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Wiggins dishes to Tolliver. Towns kicks to Bayless. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Bayless has got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, Towns showing himself to be a willing facilitator. If you're open, he's going to find you.
Ferguson the pass to Schroeder. Outside Westbrook. Here's Ferguson. It's George on the wing. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And Kevin, we see Paul George just understands how to use his length and his size. He is such a tough cover close to the basket.
Oklahoma City shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
I don't know if it's underplayed, but there's an all-around aspect to what Paul George does on a night-by-night basis. This guy is an elite two-way player.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Morris is checked in. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And a great job from the line this quarter. They've gotten their percentage way up there.
Bayless the pass to Bates Diop. Oliver in the post. Morris is there. Here's Bates Diop. Can't cash in from close range.
And it's not easy to get those stops at the rim, but he does a great job with it.
Yeah, he can make it look simple on the interior when it's really not. He knew exactly how to guard on the inside.
Here's Morris. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Towns has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. To the inside, Bates Diop, and he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
Well, late rotation by the defense, and Wiggins has the vision to find the open man.
George looking over the floor. 1:56 left in the first half of basketball. Here's Ferguson. Hits it from three-point range. Ferguson's got 7.
If they think they can give him that shot and get away with it, think again, gentlemen.
Bayless finds Wiggins. Jacks up a 3. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
Boy, the score would look a lot different if his teammates could have had the kind of night he's had.
And we want to thank Kevin Garnett for joining us, giving us some perspective. KG is always great, and thank you. You've given us a lot to think about with your comments tonight. Thanks for coming by.
Okay, Hall, man, I hope I was able to help, man. You know, thank you for letting me be part of it.
You took over the broadcast.
Not even, man. I'm learning.
You took over the broadcast.
I'm learning from the best, K. Keep doing it, man.
Love you, buddy.
My dude.
And always a special occasion to have KG with us, Doris, a guy who really brings it every time we speak with him.
Well, his enthusiasm is contagious. This guy is a leader on and off the court. There's a vibrancy, a joy that he brings that was key to his success as a player and how fun as a broadcaster.
Back to Towns. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. 8 points for him.
The timing that Towns has is admirable. So fantastic at getting the shot off before a defender can react.
Pass to George. Three-pointer. Bayless grabs the board.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Towns with it. Now defended by Adams. Misses the three. Oklahoma City leading by 11. Outside, George. Ferguson kicks to George. Passes to Morris. No good with the triple. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers, and I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He ended up with 15 points and 5 rebounds. Shaq, your thoughts on the Thunder?
What stood out to me more than anything else was how hard they got after it on the offensive glass. They were keeping possessions alive and converting those rebounds into points. Take away those extra points, they're not in this position, Ernie.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
They just gave up way too many good looks from the three-point line. That means either you haven't followed the game plan correctly or you're not executing it correctly. Either way, it's wrong. So from the looks of the first half, they need to aggressively close out on shooters to close this gap and the score.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Yeah, what a shot in the arm he gave them in that first half. The three ball just kept falling.
Hey, Greg, this guy phenomenal from distance, dropping in three after three after three, and the defense has got to make an adjustment.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. And so it's Jones. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They trail by 11. And Doris, the Wolves, a lot of promise, but how do they deliver?
I think Tom Thibodeau says it best, Kevin. It's the little things. The magic is actually in the work you put in every day. No shortcuts, no easy way out. There's a price to be paid for winning in the NBA.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for Minnesota, Towns is out there with Dario Saric. Then it's Wiggins. Then it's Jones. Outside, Towns. Okogie. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Oklahoma City leading by 11. Second half just getting started, about a minute played. Here's the lob to Adams. Grant outside. And there's the call on Dario Saric. That is his first foul of the game. Adams down low. Defended by Towns.
To me, that's about the length and strength of upper body by Karl Anthony Towns. He's just destroying people with his defense.
The lead now in single digits. And that's now 7 points for Tyus Jones.
I'll tell you, they're willing to give him that shot, and he takes advantage of it.
Grant outside. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Very good awareness from Grant. Just the ability to catch and shoot. So important to his growth.
Jones for three. That one doesn't drop. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Here's George. Drains it from 9 feet away. George has got 17.
And Paul George knocks that one down every time. He is a threat to score from any spot on the floor.
Kicks it to Towns. Shoots over Adams. Almost, but it rolls out.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
Timberwolves trail by 13. Here's Wiggins. Nails the wide open jump shot. He's got 13. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Westbrook passes to Grant. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Adams. Towns with the defensive effort. Minnesota's gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. Jones kicks to Towns. Okogie. A three-pointer, no good.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Continuing to push the action and build this lead.
You can tell they've got their foot on the gas pedal right now. No slowing down. The defense starting to look helpless.
And the Timberwolves call time here.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. The fourth spot held by Steven Adams.
Put the ball in the bucket. I mean, that's the name of the game, right? I mean, just ask him. He'll have the answer for you.
Got a piece of it. Stolen by Westbrook. And now the fast break. George with the ball. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by George. 16 points for Russell Westbrook.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Westbrook against Jones. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And so it's Minnesota with it. It's a 16-point game.
This is what superb defense is all about, guys. He read that all the way.
Ferguson kicks to Westbrook. George against Wiggins. Here's Adams. And it's off the back rim. No good. And so it's Wiggins with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. Here's Sharch. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Well, Doris, we've seen how much organizations set the tone, set the culture from the top on down. What common traits have you seen among successful team owners?
Well, boy, oh boy, so many, I think. Obviously, there has to be some level of financial commitment. You have to be willing to hire good talent. You have to be willing to hire coaches that you believe either developmentally are going to have a bright future, or if you're hiring an experienced coach with championship pedigree, are you willing to pay those types of positions? What is your commitment to the non-traditional aspects that we've seen take a more informed role in how decisions are made. What is your analytics department made up of? What is your nutrition, your strength and conditioning, your training program? Are you hiring top-level professionals across the board? And then to me, it's always about, there's a great quote that says, any organization is defined by the worst behavior tolerated at the top of the leadership position.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
When you think about the Oklahoma City Thunder, you have to start and end the conversation with the historic regular seasons put on by Russell Westbrook. The one thing you have to wonder, has he taken them as far as he can?
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Okogie, he's covered by Grant. And it's Wiggins missing. And if you're building a team around Westbrook on paper, Doris, how do you do it?
Well, he's a player, obviously, who needs the basketball in his hands. And if you look at a team like the Rockets, where James Harden is complemented by shooters and a rim runner, you wonder if that's the blueprint for somebody like Russell Westbrook. Well, I think the best part of his tremendous three-point ability as a big man is just how much it stretches the defense.
Westbrook finds Adams.
Well, Steven Adams is as strong a player as there is in the NBA. Draws the contact there.
And Steven Adams came into this league at 19, already a physical specimen, and has only gotten stronger. Just a bruising presence down low.
And he makes the first.
Well, Steven Adams is a guy who understands his role. He wants to play hard-nosed defense. He wants to score it anytime he's got a deep touch in the paint. Love his approach.
And so Adams nails both of them. Jones with it. He has 7. Wiggins outside. And Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game. Shoots from 12. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. He's got 14. The Thunder leading by 11. Out to the right wing. Outside, George. The Thunder with another miss.
Boy, despite the miss, he did a really good job shaking himself completely free from the defense.
It's hauled in by Adams.
I'll tell you, he hasn't been able to find the mark all night. It's a big reason they're staring at this deficit.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, his production has been unbelievable. Really a testament to how much he cares about his craft.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That's his first foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Noel's checked in for Steven Adams. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Terrence Ferguson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And so Tom Thibodeau has got to have a timeout right now.
How about Karl Anthony Towns, guys? At the age of 11, guess how tall he was? 6'3". So it was his goal to develop a complete skill set all the way back then. Boy, how about that? Ahead of the game in terms of the NBA.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Schroeder. Good season for him last year. Put up about 19 points a game, 6 assists and 3 rebounds. He has been terrific throughout, putting up some huge numbers offensively.
Well, and this is exactly who he is, a flat-out scoring machine. You plug him in and let him go to work.
On the wing, Jones. He's covered by Felton. Shot clock at 6. Got a piece of it, and stolen by Noel. To the paint, tries to save it. Here's Schroeder. Minnesota with the rebound.
Boy, great job protecting the rim and turning an easy layup into a missed opportunity.
Saric outside. Jones for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Grant's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Back to Schroeder. 6 on the shot clock. Sweet little floater. Schroeder's got 15 points.
Boy, I'll tell you, it takes a lot of confidence to go with the floater. That is not as easy as it looks.
Jones kicks to Towns. Timberwolves passing it around. And with that, the Thunder lead is kept back down to 11. Big bucket there from Saric. And so here is Oklahoma City. At one point, they led by 16. And here's George for 3. It's hauled in by Karl Anthony Towns. Towns has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Pass to Saric. And Jones has it in the corner. Clock at 6. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. 3 on 3. The 3 from George. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 14 rebounds tonight, going after. Outside, Jones. With some arc. Towns, the pass to Jones. Here's Reynolds. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. Felton deciding where to go with it. He kicks to George. Grant against Saric. Now here is George. He's got 20. Shoots over Towns. And it's George again missing. Reynolds defended by George. And the pass to Jones. Saric against Grant. Saric inside. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. The Thunder leading by 11. Schroeder outside. To end the drought, and it's good on the way in. Schroeder's got 17.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Well, he went all in there. He embraces the challenge and somehow finishes with the layup.
The Timberwolves have made a mistake at the line yet. 10 of 10.
And they had a lot of success a season ago as a team, hitting about 80% of their free throws.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls. We now have rules, Doris, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And they're picking up a lot of fouls already in the penalty. Not a good sign. They need to focus on moving their feet and maintaining a good defensive position.
Well, Paul George just putting on a show right now. He's been around this league for a long time. The confidence is there.
Bayless the pass to Reynolds. To the middle. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Towns.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Now here's Felton. Bayless covering. George with no one around. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. And now 24 points for George. Pass to Reynolds. Kicks it to Jang. Bayless deciding where to go with it. Passes it to Reynolds. No good with the triple. The Thunder leading by 15. To the middle. Here's Schroeder. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Okogie is guarded by Schroeder. 1:03 left to play in the third. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
And last summer, Minnesota's front office saying, Doris, they would like the Wolves to lean more on their bench.
It would be nice for Coach Tom Thibodeau to have the luxury of guys coming off the bench that he can trust. You've got to fortify the bench and then trust them to perform.
One shot.
And that one misses. The Oklahoma City Thunder with one of the more rabid fan bases, Doris, in the NBA.
Well, 7 straight seasons of sellouts. There's something about the love affair you find in these small market one-sport towns. This is an organization that has the complete and full support of their community.
And Bayless kicks to Zhang. Over Morris. And the shot is long.
Boy, that's a tough miss. Does well to get himself open and then botches it up.
And that one's good. Schroeder.
Amazing recognition by Felton. Sees the wide open man, sends it on time and on target.
Down low, here's Jang. That shot off the mark. Good work defensively by Morris. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Good on the three-point shot.
Boy, what has gotten into him? He's taken his game to an unreal level this quarter.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Okogie is guarded by Schroeder. Okogie softly drops in the floater. 18 points for him. Here's Schroeder. In the corner, it's Morris. Lets it go from deep. Offline. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Thunder lead by 18. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You love the unselfish play.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. So for Oklahoma City right now, the 4 and the 5 are Grant and Noel. Russell Westbrook out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Morris in at the small forward. Schroeder against Wiggins. Just 4 to shoot. Out to Morris. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Schroeder.
Well, that's an example of two teammates on a different page. They're both looking at each other like, hey, what was going on there?
Timberwolves trail by 18. Wiggins surveying the floor. Floats one. Great D that time from Dennis Schroeder.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
High arcing shot. And here is Bayless. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. Wiggins with the bounce pass. Here's Bates Diop. The Thunder pull it in. Noel's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Nobody near Schroeder. Good on the triple. Schroeder's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Thunder. Now Bayless. Top of the key, Tolliver. And Bayless kicks to Tolliver. Back to Bayless. A three-pointer, Wiggins, and once again off the mark by Minnesota.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
Noel, and slam dunk by Noel.
At his size, you simply cannot give up that kind of deep positioning to Nerlens Noel.
Probably no surprise, Doris. Fans would rather watch shots being hit from the field over free throws. So should the league do anything to perhaps cut down on trips to the free throw line?
You know what, Kevin? I don't know that I necessarily think there need to be fewer trips to the charity stripe. I don't like the hack-up player strategy, and I think that we've taken a good first step toward correcting that particular issue. But right now, I like the way the game is played in terms of officiating. My only objection to the way the game is officiated is take away those intentional fouls that are prohibiting fast break basketball.
Here's Schroeder. Wiggins with some nice D. For Minnesota, they've gone a dismal 0 for 5 to get the fourth quarter underway. Now here's Bayless. He's covered by Westbrook. And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Bates Diop.
And they've got to get back to what they were doing in that first half. If they want to somehow win this game, the offense has gone stagnant.
And Noel throws it down.
Oh, Kev, love the connection Noel has built with his teammates. Smart at knowing when to time that alley-oop.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play. Sponsored by Under Armour Hover Havoc.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Morris outside. G League last season experimenting, Doris, with coaches' challenges of certain calls during games. You see that perhaps moving over as well to the NBA.
Kevin, my understanding on this is that across NBA ownership, there is real momentum to allow for a coach's challenge. And I think it's commonplace to see teams argue a call. When it's all said and done, we want to get things correct. And so maybe you see this happen in the G League. And what's the carryover to the NBA? I don't know, but I can tell you unequivocally, ownership wants to see a coach's challenge in the NBA at some point.
And I think, Doris, anytime you can make those coaches do more, put more on the line, just adds to the intrigue of the game.
No question.
Minnesota's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. To halt the run.
And when Morris is protecting the rim with that kind of effort, what a lift for his group.
The feed to Westbrook. Morris passes to Noel. Another shot, and Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Noel. 18 points for Russell Westbrook.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
Well, you want to slow this man's roll right now if you're the defense, because you've got to make somebody else beat you. He's cooking right now.
Year after year, the Timberwolves have the NBA's most grueling travel schedule. A lot of miles to cover in the West.
Kevin, if you add up their flights in a season, they could circle the globe more than twice. And let's remember, there's no frequent flyer miles here either.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. Well, the league taking steps, Doris, to reform the draft lottery, flattening out the odds, doing a variety of things just to analyze the way it works, the mechanics. Do you think the change will be enough?
Well, again, I think this goes back to the leadership at the top of the NBA, and the right man is in charge in Adam Silver. And as is typical to Adam Silver, everything happens with a very measured approach in terms of reform. You do a little bit, and then you evaluate. But I think Adam has made it clear that the change they made to the draft lottery was nothing more than a first step. Now, where do we go from here? That remains to be seen.
Back to Schroeder. And the rejection by Zhang.
Well, the timing, a very natural aspect of what Gorgui Zhang does on the defensive end.
Now here's Bayless. He's covered by Westbrook. He tries for three. Bayless's shot is off.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Grant, that's good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Bayless with it. Pass to Zhang. Here's Bates Diop. He's covered by Noel. Wiggins from outside. Now the Thunder with it. Some momentum with a 15-2 run underway. Morris outside. Look at the state of the game. International leagues getting better and better, Doris. There's no doubt about it. We see it at Olympic times and during FIBA play in between. We see a lot of NBA players who have spent time abroad. I think they come back better.
I don't think there's any doubt about that, Kevin. I think wherever you can hone your craft and do it in a competitive environment where winning and losing is at stake on a nightly basis, it has so many opportunities for learning and growth. So, okay, I can't turn it over 5 times in a competitive environment, regardless of what league I'm playing in, because that's to the detriment of my team. If I'm lazy on the defensive end, I'm going to get exposed by good offensive players. To me, Kev, I love any time there's competitive basketball being played. I want to watch it.
Love that answer. Grant outside. 6 to shoot from the arc. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And since halftime, they have been locked and loaded from beyond.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Knocking down triples repeatedly, the defense starting to look helpless at this point.
Westbrook with the steal. The second chance effort. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Boy, what's better than Nerlens Noel playing with force on the interior? What a big reason he's earned this trip to the line.
First one falls for him. Players going to great lengths to improve their performance and extending their prime years. We're seeing it all over the league. Doris, it amazes me.
I heard a number of LeBron James spending 7 figures a year.
Wow.
That's a 1 in 6 zeros to take care of his body.
No kidding.
Right, making an investment in your future, understanding nutrition to training to recovery. Listen, you have a limited window, Kevin, to make money with your body if you're a professional athlete. So why you wouldn't want to extend that window as long as possible? You're playing a kid's game for fun, Kevin. Come on, let's lengthen it out if we can.
Here's Towns, and the rejection by Noel.
This is a staple of his game. Nerlens Noel sends it back.
Ferguson kicks to Nader. Now the pass to Patterson. Pass to Nader. Over Jones. The shot by Nader, no good. And it's Jones with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Can they get it? The shot that time, not on target. And it's Oklahoma City the other way. Here's Ferguson, covered by Wiggins. Patterson against Saric. Patterson finds Noel. Towns with the defensive effort. The Timberwolves shooting just 34% from the floor. Wiggins outside. Doris, for both charting game action and improving player health, the players now are being tracked by the player tracking devices or chips in their jersey during a game.
I love it, Kevin, because what it enables teams to do is measure the impact and the toll it can take on a player. For example, we now know that player X ran 5 miles on this particular night in this game action environment. And what that affords you is, okay, if you have a back-to-back situation, then you're going to be more careful with that player's minutes the next night. Or if it's an off day, Kevin, you can just say to that player, listen, unless we're doing a walkthrough, you're not involved. I want you off your feet and recovering. Anything that helps the competitive environment that these players are playing in, I'm all for it, Kev.
That was an excellent example. I like that. Outside, Felton. Passes it to Ferguson, and out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
Well, he just gets ahead of himself and throws it away, right? You've got to have better focus than that.
And the Thunder going with a whole new group out there. So it's the Timberwolves now. Outside, Jones. Knocked away. Out of bounds, Timberwolves ball as Minnesota keeps possession. Oklahoma City on D. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession. Here's Oklahoma City now. They're on a 20-6 run. Outside Westbrook. And George kicks to Grant. Some reports claim, Doris, that basketball is the fastest growing team sport. Do you think it has a chance to overtake football as the most popular sport in the U.S.?
Well, listen, anybody who is covering and carrying the games of the NBA is thrilled right now. The ratings for the NBA are off the charts. It increases in popularity every year. But let's remember the foundational sport in the United States of America is football. And the ratings for football, the NFL in particular, still dwarf the NBA. But the reality is there are challenges that the NFL faces. What those challenges have on the long-term business success in terms of, the concussions and the long-term implications, we don't yet know, Kevin. And if we could all fast forward 10 to 15 years into the future, it'll be fascinating to look back and say, wow, this was a seminal moment for both sports.
Great perspective. Here's George. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Oklahoma City.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that. And they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Russell Westbrook.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
Schroeder dishes to Westbrook. Launches a three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road. Well, think about the Minnesota native Tyus Jones. His poise at the point guard spot is what stands out to me, guys. Here's a terrific IQ and an unbelievable sense for how to run a team. Tyus Jones, we're just getting the best of him now.
That free throw missing. And he can't hit the second. Oklahoma City dictating the flow. Now here's Westbrook. 32 seconds left in the game. Good on the bucket.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
Well, this is exactly how you put teams away. Late game execution leads to a tremendous win.
Here's Towns. The Timberwolves again can't hit. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for Oklahoma City. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where is your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.